Hello and welcome back to the Shifting Realms. Tonight we're going to be doing another one of our special episodes, specifically one of our character vignettes, taking a look at the character Enoch, played by Joe. Joe, how you feeling this week?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
I'm ready to talk in binary with all of you.
I was gonna make some like stupid sport joke, like your numbers are up, you're looking really good, how's everything feeling? Yeah, lots of zeros and ones
Beep, boop,
this
boop.
week specifically. Really
It's
good.
going to be very confusing for everyone watching.
We'll put subtitles at the bottom, but it'll actually just be more zeros and ones.
Whirring noises
Yeah.
intensify.
So I guess I have one follow-up question to how Joe is doing. How do you think Enoch is feeling about going back to this quite literal dark time in their past?
Very bad. Going to go out on a limb.
This is the equivalent of like, how's the weather out there? It's bad!
It's not
bad.
great.
It's
not great,
great.
Roger.
Well, hopefully that your entire feeling about this will change after we run this opener and we come back. We're only going to have happiness, sunshine, and rainbows for Enoch. Sound good?
Sounds great. Let's
And
get
I'm
through
lying,
this
so
one.
let's get started.
Tulu, what do you think? I'm looking for something. Something that I need for one of my potions. There's one. Everyone, I found it. The saffron field cap.
People ask me, am I a good person or a bad person? I don't even know if I am a person. I have no memory from before I met these people. They're the only friends I have, and I will protect them.
Stick close. Anything could be out there. Trust me. Dying isn't the worst thing that'll happen to you out here.
What's out there?
I've seen what it can do, and I won't let it happen again.
Can't fix what she did.
Oh, that sounds simply dreadful. You must have been terrified. Would you mind repeating that last part? Don't be afraid to really slow it down. Let's dig into the details.
Usually, when walking into a situation, I shoot first and ask questions later. Gives me the best kind of information.
The secrets of Archaeath and the Arcs. Why we've hardly scratched the surface. I intend to make the first dent. Where you see binaries, I see an alloy. Divine, arcane, wholly separate forms of the weave. I have combined them.
You know, it's the weirdos who want to save the world. They're usually the lunatics who endanger it. Hey, you know, that's pretty good. I'm going to write that down. Hold on, where's my pen? Where's my pen?
For some, darkness can feel whole. It can feel like it's a blanket, something enveloping you, something that brings calm. The ease of going to sleep at night in a dark room can feel comfortable to some individuals. For others, the concept of darkness can bring fear. It can bring the idea of the unknown, something that is out there lying in wait. For some individuals, specifically individuals this evening, they've been cast in darkness for a number of years, waiting for an opportunity to see the lights. But that opportunity is not quite here. Enoch, it is dark. It is the blackness of the void. It is nothing. It is the space when something has been unplugged, when something is off, when there is no power, when there is no life, when there is no function. But you do not get to rest. There is no afterlife for a computer. You find yourself in a state that can only be described as sleep paralysis. What does your sleep demon look like?
Looks like a young boy in danger that I cannot save. Falls to harm over and over and over again, and no matter what I do, I can't stop it from happening.
There are demons that oftentimes come and cause us harm. There are also interpretations of demons coming from within. This concept, this idea of feeling less than, of feeling incapable, of feeling as though I have caused something harm to befall this individual. You begin to question yourself as these zeros and ones go across your code. Am I this demon? You feel something click. You feel something awaken. You feel something turning on. And you begin to feel function. You begin to feel as if there is something that is being activated. It's not what I would describe your senses coming to for an individual that truly eats, breathes, and sleeps, but you can feel your senses being activated. But they are dulled. It looks for a moment like you are looking through a veil, like there is a lens that has been brought over what you could consider your eyes. Almost like you have the heaviest, the thickest of cataracts, preventing you from seeing there. And you can hear warbling voices, like you are 20 feet down in a pool and there is someone shouting on a megaphone up above. And it's this warble, and it continues, and it continues, and you feel pressure until it pops. And there's a blinding, bright light. And you find yourself on a table. While there may not be canonical dentist in this world, but you find yourself sitting in a chair that feels and looks very similar to a dentist chair. There are tubes and cables running everywhere. As you lay back in this chair and you look up, you can see that there are these blinding lights coming from these tube structures that appear to be connecting into you. You see that there are screens. They look to be made out of slate. And on the screens themselves, you're seeing what you just described to me. You see a small cottage next to a small lake on a quaint hillside. You see a family spending time. Looks like it's maybe late summer, early fall, it's hard to tell. And then you see somebody move their hand over what looks to be a small sphere on the table, and it fast forwards. It's winter, it's spring, it's summer again. You watch as they scrub through years and years and years of data. And you hear the voices come to. And leaning over your field of vision, you see a grizzled-looking elderly human individual. They appear to be somewhere in the realm of 65, maybe 75. It's challenging to tell. Probably the most distinguishable feature would be that they appear to have scars and burns over their right eye. And the eye's been replaced with something that looks like a gem. Not too dissimilar from yours. They have their white hair pulled back in a kind of a mid-pony. They got a hellacious widow's peak going on. And as they come up, they sit a clipboard down to the side, and you're able to see on their hands, it looks like they've been carved. It seems like there are numbers of scars that have healed and then been re-damaged over and over again. And the first voice comes from this individual.
Hi. You awake? Can you hear me?
What does awake mean?
I've been asking myself that for quite some time. In fact, 25 years, in fact. But I take it that from your response you can understand me? Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
But can you understand me?
And in this moment, what's going through Enoch's head?
Weariness, because this is... Okay, I guess we're going to do this again. We're going to start the process over again. Not really even, like, attempting to fight back or anything.
This individual looks you up and down. You realize that even if you wanted to move, while you can sense your functions, they are dull, they are impaired. You are in stasis mode, and not if you're choosing.
Mm-hmm.
This individual sits down in a chair next to you.
My name is Morak. I have been your observer for 25 years. Let me get one thing clear. I will not apologize for what I did to you. I would do it again in a heartbeat. You deserved every bit of it. But I will stand here and I will look you eye to eye. And I will say I understand if you hate me. Because I hate me too. But we're gonna talk. And then I'm gonna let you go. How's that sound?
You say you'll hate yourself.
Every day.
I don't hate you. Because you're right. I do deserve this. There's no way that I can hate you more than I hate myself. So I've put myself into this place. So, do what you will.
Leans back in the chair.
I'm gonna give you a chance. But before I give you that chance, I'm going to ask you a question. Tell me, do you think you can be redeemed?
Do I think that I can be redeemed? What does it mean to be redeemed? Even if I could take back what I did, go back to that place and that time, just like you, I would do the same thing.
I can respect your candor. But I have to ask a follow-up. If I let you leave, what is to stop you from doing it again?
Besides resources, there's only one way that you can prevent the same thing from happening. You have to take it all. All of my memories. You can't leave a thing.
There is an individual who is in the same seat that you saw them scrubbing and going through the years, and it was still continuing during this brief conversation, and you watch as it stops for a second. And you see an individual turns their head, looks over to you, and they're wearing what looks like a porcelain mask. There are no eye holes. There's no mouth hole, no nostril holes. It is just a flat porcelain mask. It's important to note that you're looking directly at this individual named Morak, and they are making no attempt to cover or hide their face. But now as you take in the exterior, beyond these blinding lights that are surrounding you, you see that everyone else in this space working at their workstation is wearing an identical porcelain mask. Great lengths have been taken to obscure the identities of the other individuals who were here. Morak leans in.
I'm glad you see it my way. I was gonna take it all regardless.
Then why bother to ask?
Because while I might hate myself, I believe that a good man can make bad choices. And I wanted to see if you agreed with me.
We hope then that the converse is true, that the bad man may make good choices.
And you watch as he lifts up his right hand, snaps his fingers, and immediately on the largest slate screen in this space, they pull up and zoom in on a figure. It appears to be a middle-aged woman, humanoid, and a young boy. And he says,
Everything. Or would you like me to leave something?
There can't be a thing left of him. Without that, there's a chance that the inherent programming of the shell will take over, lead him towards the right things. Lead me. Just do it.
and you watch as he turns around, gives a nod. The individual who's wearing this flat porcelain mask somehow seems to see, nods back. And you watch as it gets removed from the screen, and there is a knock on the door. And you watch as these sliding doors open to the side. You watch as there's a little bit of a gas exchange of something that poofs out from the ground here. And you see an individual walk in. They appear to be another light-skinned humanoid individual, probably somewhere like 5'11" and a half, probably says they're 6 foot, but just really isn't quite cutting it. And you watch as they've got this fairly well-coiffed head of like auburn shock hair. And you watch they got this well-manicured beard. Well-trimmed. You can see that it's probably regularly groomed and maintained. There is intentionality that is placed into this. And Morak seems shocked for a moment. Lifts up a finger to you, like it's a respectful,
I'll be right back. Elzir, what seems to be the problem?
And this individual comes up and in a hushed tone, but in a hushed tone that is disrespectful to you because they don't necessarily attempt to hide it from you because you're not a person. Well, I just wanted to share. She's got him. She's found him. But she wants to know if this is what you really want to do. On your word, she'll do it. Are you sure we should go through with this, Morak? Morak says,
They are a traitor. Send the word.
All right, he was my friend.
Your friend is dead.
And you can see this individual that seems to have been called Elzir seems to almost shed a tear, a sexy cry. quickly wipes it away, stands up, and you watch as they do a slight bow, and they exit the room.
I just sentenced one of my own to death. Do you think there's redemption for me?
Why are you asking me this? What does this have anything to do with me?
It has everything to do with you. Had you not made the choices that you made, we wouldn't be in this predicament now. You brought this upon us. So I ask you your opinion. Not to make myself feel better or to you feel worse, but to understand the weight, the gravity of the situation. You did this. And you can fix this.
How could I possibly fix this?
And you watch as he snaps again. And on the screen, you would see what looks to be a workroom. And on this workroom, you see that there is a humanoid, male-presenting figure. And you watch as they hold up this small cube, probably not much more than 6 inches by 6 inches. And you watch as they hold this up, and almost as if they're looking to the left to decide if they should move this direction, and look to the right and decide, or is this my future? And you don't recognize this individual, but you recognize the gravity of the decision that is being made. And they wipe their hand across the screen and they say,
You can fix this by not making the same choice you did last time. And that is why I'm letting you leave here. Because you have caused this. And I believe that you can stop this.
And he looks up. Not to anything in particular in this room, but to something beyond the room.
I will wipe everything. And I will put you on a ship. You will never hear from me or see me again. But I want you to know I will be watching you. And if you make the same mistake that you made back then, I will send you back to that place, and I will throw you away. I will never retrieve you.
And if you were to do that, that would even be a mercy for what I deserve.
Use that. Remember that.
They stand up. And they seem hesitant.
Are you sure?
I'm not.
Good.
Reality, like science, is uncertain.
In the same side that they've got the gemmed eye, the scarred, burned features, you watch a small smirk come up.
You won't remember this, but I read your original file. I know who you were. You were a great man. I think I even could have respected you. Wipe it!
And you feel yourself shutting off. And it goes black. But it looks like whatever tendril, whatever thread, whatever instance of power was intentionally keeping you in what I'm going to call that sunken place has been severed. You are off. This is the closest thing to rest that you've had in, well, a number of years, Enoch. But it's not without fault. It can only remain in that stasis for so long. There are glimpses. You find yourself bundled in the back of some carriage. It only lasts for a couple of seconds. You awaken, you feel yourself swaying as if you're on a ship, to and fro. You can't fully appreciate with traditional olfactory senses, but something tells you about the grittiness, that maybe there was sand recently? It's hard to say. It fades out. It's dark, but you know your senses are working. You must be in some type of storeroom, maybe a crate of some kind. You hear voices, people peddling wares, selling things. You turn off once again. And as you come to for the last time, you find yourself sitting in a dimly lit room. And on the other side of what appears to be a cell door, you see what looks to be a dwarven figure. And you see that they are armed with a heavy crossbow. And there are multiple individuals who are pacing back and forth, up and down the hallway. And that's what we're going to call it. How you feeling? Woo.
Great. Excited for this.
How's Enoch feeling?
Nothing.
That's my boy. Well, I've got one thing to say. If you like that type of pain and trauma, well, you're going to love what's in store for you.
We got something for you.
Buckle up and stay tuned to figure out what the hell Enoch did and why this guy kind of hates him, kind of loves him. Hard to tell, will they, won't they? But stay tuned for what comes next in the Shifting Realms. Have a good night, everybody.